Hopping from one province to another in the Philippines is now a usual itinerary of my life. And looking back, it is like crossing places in a nick of time.
I've always wanted to travel, to see the whole Philippines, eventually the world. When I was young, I only have limited space, little knowledge of places to enjoy, and literally no time to explore and do what I always wanted to do. To just be myself and be the adventurous me. Funny that now at my age, I am given the opportunity to live life the way I always imagined it to be. And I want to share my experiences with you as I travel the Philippines, trying everything that a person my age would think twice before doing it.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Now I am here in the north to visit a place that boasts a panoramic view of rugged mountains, deep aquamarine-colored seas, historical churches, and sites of bloody revolts, and akin to colorful personalities of Philippine politics. Now it's time for me to go out of my comfort zone and explore one of the most exciting and well-loved places here in the north of Luzon, Ilocos Norte. Ilocos Norte is about 488 kilometers from Manila, about 45 minutes away from Manila via plane, and 9 to 12 hours by land, 6.5 hours from Tuguegarao, and 5 hours away from Baguio City. This is the Lawag International Airport. Its existence dated back in World War II and was officially declared to accommodate international flights at the time of Marcos administration. Every place has a story to tell, and Ilocos Norte is one of the most talked about province, being the hometown of the Marcoses. I'm here at the capital city of Ilocos Norte, Lawag, a place with a colorful past and now flourishing to be the major crossroad for international trade and commerce in the Ilocos region. But aside from that, Ilocos Norte is full of places that can bring you back in time. In the fourth quarter of 1500s, Christianity in the Ilocos region grew. Its vast lands were utilized for churches and belfries. This is the St. William Cathedral found at the center of Lawag. It is one of the biggest cathedrals in the country, built in 1612. This is basically the house of Lawag's patron saint, San Guillermo. Meters away from St. William's Cathedral is the famous and declared UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Sinking Bell Tower. It stands 45 meters high, said to be the biggest and the tallest bell tower in the Philippines. This entrance door then can let the man and a horse enter the tower. No one has to stoop down because this bell tower sinks approximately an inch every year. Then a few steps away is the Tobacco Monopoly Monument, a freedom landmark that was erected as a thanksgiving from 100 years of tobacco monopoly abuses and forced labor by the Spaniards. The center of Lawag City gave us a glimpse of the province's historical landmarks, while in its neighboring city, we will learn more about its sons that somehow made Ilocos known. Marcos was not the only popular figure here in Ilocos Norte. Before him were two other significant personalities that made a mark in the history. This shrine is the birthhouse of General Artemio Ricarte y Garcia. General Ricarte was considered by the armed forces of the Philippines as the father of Philippine Army. Another well-known figure here in Batac was the excommunicated Catholic priest Gregorio Aglipayan because of his support for the Philippine Revolution. One of the must-see places here in Batac is the Marcos Museum. The Marcos Museum is just along the main street of Batac City. Here, one can see records of the late President Marcos' achievements and life-size replicas of himself in different attire. Across the museum is the mausoleum, but since cameras are not allowed inside, this is a stately tomb housing the embalmed and sealed remains of the late President Marcos. Since Ilocos is basically a Marcos turf, I also visited his birth home in Sarat, Ilocos Norte. Santa Monica Parish Church is one of the many old churches here in the north. Its overwhelming size and exquisite structure keep tourists coming in. His famous Malacanang of the North residence, built in 1977 and finished in 1978, just in time for his birthday celebration. Aside from its majestic design and spacious rooms, its very relaxing veranda faces the Lawag Lake. This is Paway Church, one of the attractions here in Ilocos Norte. Paway Church was built in 1704 and finished in 1894, a church that is 90 years in the making. Looking around it, one can obviously see its unique fusion of Gothic, Baroque, and Oriental touches. Ilocos set the first wind farm project in Southeast Asia. The wind here mostly comes from the northeast or from the sea towards the land. Because of its location, Ilocos set the first wind farm project in Southeast Asia. These 20 windmills stand 70 meters tall, were built to reduce the emission of harmful greenhouse gases that causes global warming and help in the electrification of the government. These windmills are built to optimize the full benefit of the winds by breaking the wind and the terrain roughness of class 0. The turbines are onshore and arranged in a single row, spaced 326 meters apart. Its hub height is equivalent to 23-story building. Each blade is 41 meters long, almost the size of the Olympic pool, with a rotor diameter of 82 meters and a windswept area of 5,281 square meters.
Welcome to Hana's Beach Resort and Convention Center. We are located at the northernmost part of the Philippine Islands, and it is the most beautiful place that you could go to in northern Luzon. We are situated at Barangay Balawi, the famous Blue Lagoon, which is the second choice of the movie The Blue Lagoon, and I believe this is the reason why they chose it, because of the fine sun, the beautiful sceneries, the captivating corals, and the pristine beaches that we have here. You will enjoy the various amenities that we are offering, such as the kayaks, the speedboats, the banana boats, and of course, the different equipment that Hana is offering. That includes also the surfboards and the kite surfing and the board surfing. We boast of a big convention center here, consisting of about 450 personnel accommodations. We have 100 villas located at the various strategic locations here at the mountainside. I am inviting all of you to go here because it's a paradise beyond heaven, and you will really enjoy the sceneries that we offer. This is aside from the beautiful people and the friendly and the very amiable locals here at Pagudpur. Once again, welcome to Hana's Beach Resort and Convention Center, and you will experience the best times of your life here in Pagudpur, Ilocos, Norte, Philippines.
Then, another great construction was built, and now becoming a tourist destination is the Patapat Viaduct. This is the Patapat Viaduct, a tourist spot in itself because of its strategic angle in viewing the whole of Pagudpur shore or the Pasaling Bay. Its length reaches more than 16 kilometers. It was constructed to counter landslides that causes many vehicular accidents. Its tower was used as observation post by the Katipuneros during the Revolution and by guerrilleros during the Japanese occupation. This vast land of sun, it is like a miniature desert from the Middle East that can be found here in Pawai, Ilocos Norte. Speaking of attractions, there are series of great places for tourists here in Ilocos Norte. And I am about to try the one adventure that can be a thrill to anyone who loves extreme sports. Philippines is really an amazing country, only a dot in the world map, but greatly blessed with so many majestic sights no one can never imagine exists in a tropical country. Take, for instance, this vast land of sun. It is like a miniature desert from the Middle East that can be found here in Pawai, Ilocos Norte. Its 85-kilometer stretch sand dunes of Barangay Suba, which is equivalent to the length of North Luzon Expressway, was used to some international films like The 4th of July and Mad Max. Then also in the award-winning local movie Himala, the fantasy film of Fernando Poe Jr., Ang Panday, and the famous 80s film Temptation Island. This unique sand dunes here in Ilocos Norte stretches in 3 municipalities: Curimao in the north, La Paz and Suba in Lawag City, and Pasukin in the south. As you can see here, this is what they call the sandboarding. Whoa! Woo! Before leaving the desert of Hawaii, we saw the great sunset, a relaxing sight to end another day of adventure here in Ilocos. Wrapping up the Ilocos Norte adventure is meeting Governor Amy Marcos, a true blue Ilocano.
So that's Ilocos Norte, and welcome to our province. Please come and visit as soon as you can. Andito, maraming makikita, maraming gagawin, higit sa lahat, maraming kakainin at shopping. So next time you're in the Philippines, come to Ilocos Norte.
Sometimes I think of how blessed I am to see the nicest places in the Philippines. Now I'm ending again one of the best explorations that I had in my beautiful life. Thank you for sharing this adventure trip with me, and I hope to see you again in my next Borderless adventure.